Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Joe Chaffee as we take a look at the latest GFS model. And I'm going to just go back because I want to illustrate again what the ongoing problem is. And it's all up here. Everything's just in the wrong place. This is that circulation that is moving through the Midwest now. And I'm just going to take you through the long term. And you can see that ridge pops back up in the east. Now, there is a disturbance that's moving along the southern stream, and you can see it here early next week. Model's a little slower with it, and then it lifts it up along the coast, and it has low pressure, a coastal system that moves up, or a coastal storm that moves up. I sometimes don't like to use the word storm because that implies something very strong, and we still aren't sure if that's going to be the case, if at all. But of course, this will all be rain anyway. And then out it goes, and we have another system gets kicked out underneath, which right after that, up comes the ridge again. And then notice, and this is out through day 10 now, so we're talking a week from Sunday, you still have this vortex complex that runs across the Arctic, back over western Alaska and the Aleutians, which is not good because that makes a ridge pop up here, and it makes troughing occur in the west, and then ridging in the east. Now, this model has been so guilty of showing things changing, or at least hinting at changes, and then when you look at today's run, there's some change that goes on up here, but it's still not where it needs to be. You still have a ridge here, you've got a trough here in the west, you've got a ridge here in the east, although it is a slightly colder look, perhaps a more seasonal look as we move into mid-month. But I think that's about as far as it's going to go with regards to the longer term through this period anyway, December 18th. I can't imagine from here what goes on beyond that period. I can just guess. And frankly, until there's some major breakdown that occurs here, it doesn't really appear like anything's going to change materially. It's very frustrating from a forecasting standpoint when you start to see things over several runs and then they disappear. So obviously the model is reacting to certain things it sees, and then at the end of the day, the El Nino induced forces take control, and we just stay where we are. That's not to say that it could very well be different on the next run, and probably will be, and we'll see what that goes. I'm just going to switch real quick here to the surface map and show you what it's doing here. We'll go back now to early on and let it load, and we'll take a look at what's going on with regards to this next weather system. And you can see this is our cold front from today. It moves on through. High pressure builds in right through the weekend and into early next week. And there you have that next low that it takes right up along the coast. Looks like it brings some rain and wind here as high pressure builds across the top. You get a nice pressure gradient that develops, and then that low moves out to the northeast at another high with seasonal or above seasonal temperatures behind it, and then another front that goes on through with temperatures that seasonal or above seasonal behind it. So it's pretty much the same story until we see otherwise. We'll see what the European has to say for itself. But for those of you looking for, a real wholesale pattern change, it just does not appear to be in the cards at this point.